History has produced many conquerors, but very few true battlefield masters. Empires have risen and fallen, kings have ruled vast lands, and generals have marched with enormous armies. Yet when the measure is pure command, skill, adaptability, speed, decisiveness, and undefeated performance, one name stands apart from the rest: Khalid Ibn Al Walid. Khalid was not born into prophecy or royalty, he was born into war. Raised in the powerful Quraysh tribe of Mecca, Khalid grew up in a culture where survival depended on strength, strategy, and honor. From a young age, he learned horsemanship, weapon mastery, and battlefield awareness. War was not a profession for him, it was instinct. Before embracing Islam, Khalid fought against the Muslims as one of the most dangerous commanders of his time. His tactical brilliance was first revealed at the Battle of Uhud. While the Muslim army believed victory was secured, Khalid noticed a critical mistake. The archers had abandoned their position. With perfect timing, he led a cavalry maneuver that struck from the rear, completely reversing the battle. This single maneuver is still studied today as a lesson in battlefield awareness and exploitation of enemy error. Khalid did not rely on numbers. He relied on observation, timing, and speed. Even as an enemy, he demonstrated genius. When Khalid later accepted Islam, the balance of military power in Arabia changed forever. The Prophet Muhammad recognized his extraordinary ability and gave him the title, Sayfullah, the Sword of Allah. This was not a symbolic title. It was recognition of unmatched command skill. One of Khalid's earliest tests as a Muslim commander came at the Battle of Mu'tah. Khalid took command instantly without preparation, without formal appointment, and under extreme pressure. Instead of fighting blindly, he reorganized the army overnight. He changed troop positions, rotated units, and used deception to convince the Byzantines that reinforcements had arrived. The next day, Khalid executed one of the greatest tactical withdrawals in military history. He saved the entire army from destruction without losing cohesion. Against impossible odds, he preserved fighting strength. Victory is not only about advancing, it is also about knowing how to retreat with honor and control. This moment alone would have secured his place among history's elite commanders. But it was only the beginning. As Islam spread beyond Arabia, Khalid faced enemies far more powerful than tribal forces. The Persian Empire and the Byzantine Empire were global superpowers, equipped with professional armies, heavy armor, and advanced logistics. Khalid faced them with mobility, intelligence, and speed. During the campaign in Iraq against Persia, Khalid fought a series of battles where he was often outnumbered and undersupplied. Yet he won repeatedly by striking where the enemy was weakest, attacking supply lines, and refusing to fight predictable battles. Khalid understood something many commanders did not. War is not about strength alone, it is about breaking the enemy's balance. He forced enemies to react, and once they reacted, he controlled the outcome. Perhaps the most astonishing feat of his life was the desert march from Iraq to Syria. Khalid led his army through a pathless desert that was considered impassable. No roads, no water sources known to the enemy, no expectation of attack. When Khalid's forces emerged behind Byzantine lines, it was complete shock. This maneuver allowed Muslim forces to unite and confront the Byzantines at Yarmouk. It was not just bravery, it was strategic audacity. The Battle of Yarmouk stands as Khalid Ibn Al Walid's masterpiece. Facing a Byzantine army several times larger, Khalid commanded a highly mobile force. He divided cavalry into rapid response units, constantly reinforcing weak points, launching counterattacks, and preventing enemy breakthroughs. Instead of rigid formations, Khalid used fluid movement. When one section was pressured, cavalry appeared instantly. When the enemy advanced, Khalid pulled them into traps. When they retreated, he pursued relentlessly. For 6 days, the Byzantines tried to overwhelm the Muslim army. Each time, Khalid adjusted. Each time, he countered. On the final day, he launched a decisive cavalry strike that shattered the Byzantine line completely. It was one of the most decisive victories in military history. An empire lost control of an entire region, not because of numbers, but because of command. What makes Khalid Ibn Al Walid unique is not just that he won battles, but that he never lost a single one. Across more than 40 major engagements, against different enemies, terrains, and conditions, his record remained undefeated. Alexander the Great never faced armies with equal numbers and logistics. Napoleon suffered catastrophic defeats. Genghis Khan relied heavily on overwhelming force and terror. Khalid relied on speed, intelligence, and instinct. Another extraordinary aspect of Khalid's greatness was his humility. Despite being undefeated, despite being feared by empires, he never sought power. When he was removed from command during the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab, Khalid did not rebel, complain, or withdraw. He continued fighting as a soldier under other commanders, obeying orders without hesitation. This level of discipline is almost unheard of in military history. Khalid understood that leadership is not about position, it is about responsibility. In his final years, Khalid did not die on the battlefield. This fact troubled him deeply. A man who survived countless battles, wounds, and near-death moments passed away quietly in bed. It is said that he wept, saying that his body was covered with scars, yet he would die like an old man. This irony defines his life. He lived by the sword, mastered war, yet accepted fate without bitterness. Khalid Ibn Al Walid was not just a general, he was a force of movement. He changed how wars were fought in the early Islamic period. He proved that mobility could defeat mass, that intelligence could defeat armor, that leadership could defeat fear. His campaigns reshaped the Middle East permanently, but more importantly, his methods influenced military thought for centuries. Modern military analysts still study Yarmouk Muta and his Desert March. His ability to command under pressure, adapt instantly, and maintain morale sets him apart from nearly every commander in history. If greatness is measured by land conquered, others may compete. If greatness is measured by political legacy, others may claim influence. But if greatness is measured by pure battlefield mastery, by never losing, by defeating superpowers, by adapting endlessly, by leading with humility, then yes, Khalid Ibn Al Walid stands as the greatest battlefield commander of all time. Not because history favored him, but because war itself could not defeat him.